Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome to F1 Manager 24 Creator Team here on the PC. It's round 10 of Season 1 with Nissan and we are heading to the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya for the Spanish Grand Prix. So, no streams for the last couple of nights. Apologies, I've been so tired recently that just sleep demands caught up with me and I ended up sleeping through when I was supposed to be streaming. On the plus side, I have now got a bit of extra content recorded for the next few days as well. So, a bit more of the precinct is now done. First couple of episodes of Construction Simulator 3 are done. And I've got another episode of American Truck Simulator recorded just before going live tonight, which is why we're slightly late tonight as well. What was supposed to be a quick, short job ended up not being quite so quick or so short. So, yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that one. That will be tomorrow's episode, I believe, as well. So you'll be able to see that one. No, not tomorrow. I've done 2 episodes today. So that'll be... What day is it today? It's Wednesday. So that'll be Saturday. You'll see that one on Saturday. But we are back for some racing. It is Spain up next. Where do we sit in terms of car parts? I remember we had all sorts of issues. And you can see we do not have any of the new Mark III underfloors or Mark III suspensions. I've only got one Mark II chassis. My car situation is probably not great. So yeah, we've got Teo running the Mark 1 chassis. Front wings, they do still both have one of the new front wings, but we might have to switch on that. Rear wings, we're fine. We've got spares for both. Side pods, we have a spare, so that's not too bad. Underfloors, we've got one Mark 1 left. That's on mixed car. One Mark 2 left. 3 of the Mark 1s that Teo is running. But if he damages this in practice, then he'll have to drop back down to that one as well. And then for suspensions, they're both on the Mark II with a spare. But yeah, we're definitely in a bit of a bottleneck for parts at the moment. You can see we'll have another chassis ready tomorrow for qualifying and practice 3. So that will go on to Porsche's car and give him a bit of an extra speed boost for the rest of the weekend. The underfloors are a long way off. Do I have money for these? Yes, I do. These are Mark II chassis. Do I have let me go back and check in the warehouse. Do I have a Mark III chassis? No, I don't. So, am I building or designing a new chassis at the moment? No, I am not. So, let's go ahead then, now that we have a couple of mil in the bank, and let's add another 2 onto those. Oh, no, wait. Let's not do that yet. Let's cancel. Because these underfloors are still going through, we still need to do the suspensions. So... yeah, we'll get the new suspensions going on that point there, I think, when we come back after Spain. How you doing, Sam? Good to see you. Let's check in with the drivers. Mick's going to be happy because he's got the best car. Teo is going to be a little miffed because his car is not great compared to his teammate's car. As you can see just here, he is very unhappy about that. So his stats will not be as good going into this Grand Prix. If we do a stat check and then a comparison, I mean, Porsche's pace still looks pretty good, despite him not getting, the full bonus. But Mick does look like he's going to have the edge because he's got the better car. If we were to, when we get the other part, the other chassis onto Porsche's car, that might perk him up just a little bit. Those stats might change slightly. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Let's set our targets for today, shall we? So, Do I think I can get 18th or higher with both? Yes, I do. But I think it might be tough. Might be a bit of a struggle. We will overcome. Let's head to Spain.
Thank you for joining us for the Spanish Grand Prix here in Barcelona. The first Grand Prix held here was won by Nigel Mansell after a wheel-to-wheel battle with Ayrton Senna. But who will follow in his footsteps this weekend?
It's Ferrari who are currently ahead in the Constructors' standings. But there's still a long battle ahead for the Constructors' Championship.
Sit tight then for the rest of the action.
Okay, big old sparkles. We have got heavy rain for qualifying, so we'll leave the settings as they are for now, so that we don't have to change them for qualifying, but we'll have to change them for the Grand Prix. At least our graphic settings, just so we don't get those horrible light flashes. Let's start by putting Tuca in the car, shall we? Oh, we can't. He's competing. He's too young. Okay, well, we're not going to give a run out to these two because they are not the future of this team. So it's just these two then this season. No additional reserve drivers are going to be jumping in unless we can actually sign someone early. Are we still waiting to hear from Iwasa? Was it Iwasa that we approached? I know we approached it, or we were going to approach a Japanese driver to join us at the end of the season. I'll have to double check our emails after that, after the race, and double check that. Right, Spain is 20 laps, so I'm going to go for 32 on the first. Actually, car park knowledge is pretty good. Let's just go for 30. Evening, Wayne. We'll drop our pace settings down. We need to do something with our car parts, I think. Well, those are already in, so we'll go with that. Let's have a look at this car. This one we need to do some stuff with. So, there we go. Stay with that one, and then onto that gearbox. There we go. Again, we want to go for 30 laps. And do our pace settings. It's pretty high downforce requirements for this circuit. So we're going to start with, let's start with a 9 on the front wing. We'll go to a 14.5 on the rear wing. I'm going to push this to an 8.2. And then what do I want to do? Let's try dropping this down a bit. Let's go down to about here and let's push that all the way up. Let's see what happens with that. Let's see, we want something a little different for Mick. Do I try Mick with a 14 on the rear? I think I do. So let's go with that. Let's go with an 8.5 on the front. And then we'll go a little bit less on this. We'll go with a 7.3. And then, you know what, I'm going to push this up the other way. So I'm going to go up to about here. Push that up to just under on this one, I think. We've got hard tyres on both cars. That's fine. And let's hit the track, shall we?
Should be green now. So we do radio check.
Copy for radio check. Radio check.
Yeah, loud and clear.
And I think Mick is going to be the car that's in much worse shape. So we'll tell him to avoid his teammate. And we will speed time up.
I think the tires were very cold.
I'm not fully ready.
We definitely have a chance of a fault here on our ERS, as you can see, just because of its condition. There's a very high risk of a fault developing. That's not really a problem. If it does become, gets to the point where it just stops working, it won't stop us from running. As Lance Stroll
Now this is what happened as they took turn 8.
does Lance Stroll
And
things.
that's where they slightly run off the track. But all being well and fingers crossed, no lasting damage to the car.
So Iwasa's in for RB. Who else is in? Drugovic is in for Aston. Let's just pause this for a second so we can see a list that isn't going to keep changing on me. Pato O'Ward is in for McLaren. Kasper Stuka is in for Red Bull. Tim Tramnitz is in for Red Bull. Freddie Vesti's in for Mercedes. That's it. That's your list of rookies today. Pato's been getting quite a lot of runs in the McLaren so far this
Tires
season.
are on the cold side.
We are close to our feedback. No idea what to expect on this one. This is one of those circuits where you can have quite a large range of setups. 73% so far for Teo, which isn't great. Could be multiple things wrong with that. Mick a little bit better, 81%, but still quite a bit of work needed on that car as well.
Yep, copy.
Evening, Adrian. So our drivers will be in the next 5 minutes or so. And then we can start making those setup changes.
And here we've got a yellow flag.
Spin for Joe as we're on our in laps.
I really did a big mistake.
Yeah, you did. Okay, we are back in the pits. So, let's have a look. The rear wing needs to change, so I'm going to push that up to a 14.5. Front wing, I don't think it's going to go down, so I'm going to push that all the way up. Let's see. Let's push that out. Oh, that's too much. Let's push it out to there and then bring that back. Now we can actually drop that back down to something like that. Let's bring this down. Let's have a go with that. See how we get on with that. We need to change the run plan so we can actually confirm those changes. There we go. And then let's take a look at Teo. Teo's in worse shape, but the rear wing's spot on. So this is the big problem here. It's the toe. Cornering needs to change as well. Let's push the cornering up. But not too much. And there, because it's going to move again when we move the toe. Let's drop the toe down to about there. Let's go with that. Is that going to be enough of a change? Go with that. And we'll confirm those changes. Valtteri slaps on a set of soft tyres and heads out. And so does Yuki Tsunoda. At least he hits the track anyway. What's he gone out on? Where is Tsunoda? There he is. He's gone out on hard tyres. Okay. We'll speed time up. So let's take a quick look at the championship standings. Sainz is currently leading by 2 points from Lando Norris. Charles Leclerc in third. Max fourth. Oscar fifth. Perez sixth. Then it's Russell in seventh. Stroll eighth. Then the two RBs ninth and 10th. Hamilton down in 11th place on just 18 points. A little bit ahead of Alonso. Then it's Teo in 13th. Albon in 14th, Valtteri 15th, Mick in 16th is best of the rest in terms of the non-scorers. And in the constructor standings, Ferrari with a comfortable lead over McLaren, but McLaren have been hitting some really good results recently. So they have been closing that gap up. Evening, Dino. Practice one is done. Let's get ready to prep up for the next session. Okay, I'm going to go with another 30-lap run. We're going to go with medium tyres. And let's drop our pace settings down. Those car parts are fine. We've already made the changes to the setups for this session. Now we just need to see if they work. Let's send out Teo first this time.
So out prep push.
Alright, now we have a fault risk on the gearbox for Porsche. Keep an eye on him. Oh, got to keep an eye on Mick as well, apparently.
Copy.
Copy, copy. Oh.
Not the best start. Cannot risk him damaging that underfloor as well, because we do not have any spares left of that model of underfloor. He's got the last remaining one, although we'll have another chassis. If I'm looking for another affiliate, Abby Pulling was recently signed as a rookie and sim driver by Nissan's Formula E team. Ah, okay. Thanks for the heads up on that one there, Dino. We will look at signing Abby into the program. We did have her briefly towards the end of our PlayStation playthrough, but she never really progressed enough. I mean, she never got out of F3. She was champion, I think, one season, runner-up by on count back, you know, all beaten by a point in the second season, and then she did a third season in there as well. And then I stopped looking at her results because we'd already left the team by then. But we can certainly consider signing her.
Give me some feedback for now.
All right, let's see. 94. So we have definitely improved Teo quite nicely there. Up from, what, 73? What about Mick? 97.
So the balance you're...
Really nice improvement there. So just a little bit of fine-tuning needed for these guys now.
Good.
Yep, copy.
And this time YouTube thinks I'm playing F1 2020. It was F1 2019 last time. In fact, while we're running, actually we're heading back to the garage, so let's get this bit out of the way first. What do we need to tweak? We need to find 6%. That is potentially quite a lot. Ooh, I don't know which way to go. Let's go that way. And then let's bring that down to there. I'm not sure about that. What about if I were to bring that down a bit further and then push that up to a 9.5? That's broken the traction. It's very much broken the traction this time. So I'm kind of liking the look of keeping that there, though. Let's try that. I might have overdone it there. We'll send it back out for another quick blast, another 14 laps. And let's take a look at Mick. So Mick, we need to find 3%. I think that might be it. We'll send them back out for those 12 laps. And while they're changing, let me update this. To F1 Manager 2024. If I refresh my browser. Yeah, there we go. That's now showing the right game. Okay, very weird. Let's speed time up to get this done. We're only going to get partial feedback. We're not going to have time to get a full feedback run out of these guys, and the tyres won't last that long either. Looking at them, I've just seen how low the wear rates are. Mick's are a bit worse because he had that spin at turn 1. Let's see if we can get at least 3 out of 5. That would be nice.
I'm not fully ready, okay?
I think the tires were very cold.
It's okay, but I start feeling in front of him more.
Copy.
Tyres giving out on both cars now. We've only got one bit of feedback so far. That's 2. I don't know if we'll get 3. I'll be asking a little bit too much.
It's the end of the race.
Yes, we just got 3 out of 5 with both drivers there. The first one we heard was Porsche, then Mick. So that's good. End of day 1. So we're going to start on Inters. We can now put an updated chassis back onto Teo. And let's take a look at the setup feedback. We are just off there. Ooh. Let's do... That basically puts it... Oh dear, excuse me. That basically puts it back where it was, I think. So from here then, let's just do that. And maybe let's go the other way there instead. I'm going to look at doing that, I think. Gotta be careful I don't break the traction the other way now. Let's try that. What's the water level like? 2.32. So it's going to be wet for a while. Heavy rain on this day. So it might be inters all the way through in this session. Let's put 20 laps of fuel in. Just enough to make sure that we get that feedback. Might not even need the full 20 laps. You can take a couple out. 18 laps should be enough. Let's do 18 laps for Mick as well. Let's take a look at his feedback. Oh, okay, that is too high, which means that's got to go down to there, because we've got to pull that back. It's right on the edge. That might be a click too far, going back to a 0.3. We'll do that for Mick. 18 laps, pace settings. There we go. Engine components are fine. All right. Let's hit the track.
Green, 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 green.
Oh god, yeah, it's going to get very wet, look.
So work on those knives.
Copy. Copy.
Copy. Oh my god. I think I just made that a whole lot worse. We'll find out on the next lap, I suppose. And it goes round again. So, I was about to say, I'm really not sure how I feel about Barcelona going away in the future, which is going to happen. Madrid's going to become the new default Spanish Grand Prix, and then this one is just going to get some nom de plume, nondescript title in the same way that Imola used to run under San Marino. This will get its own special name, but it won't be the Spanish Grand Prix. Oh, damn it, now Teo's locking up at turn 1.
Struggle a bit with front looking, guys. Yeah, I did a small mistake there.
It's a shame that we're going to be losing yet another proper racetrack in favour of a street circuit. I know I've talked about this before, but we do potentially have some good news on that front on the horizon. And take it with a pinch of salt, because it's still not a guarantee. But Kyalami has now been given approval to go up to Grade 1. The circuit was bought out in 20... Yeah, this has definitely not helped, has it? The circuit was bought out in, I think, 2014? Or was it 2016? I think it was 2014. By new owners. And it went to Grade 2 in 2016. And now, they've been trying for multiple years now to get Grade 1 approval. And it has now been, they've been given the approval to go ahead and start, refurbishing the track to get it up to Grade 1. It's going to be a very light touch in terms of what they're actually going to do. They're not going to be like making massive changes to the circuit or the layout or anything like that, but they're mainly going to be looking at bringing the facilities up to standard. Maybe changing the runoff areas a little bit and the barriers, things like that, to bring it into, to give it the ability to earn a Grade 1 license. Because the only way a track can run an F1 event, it means it has to have a Grade 1 license. If it doesn't have Grade 1, it cannot host an event. So there is the possibility that we may yet see a return to Kyalami and to South Africa in the future. But they've got a 3-year window now. Now that they've been approved to make those modifications, they've got a 3-year window to get them done. So we're probably not looking till 2028 at the earliest, I would imagine, for us to potentially go to Africa, or South Africa, as I should say, for the return to Kyalami. But that's assuming we actually go to Kyalami in the first place. I mean, we may end up going to Rwanda. Rwanda's another circuit that's bidding to get an African Grand Prix. I think there was another area that was on the African continent that was also looking to try and put a bid in. So who knows on that? And the reason I said a pinch of salt as to whether it will actually happen or not, it's going to come down to money, as always. Is there going to be enough local money being generated with ticket sales and stuff to actually make it work? That's it's all very well sticking a circuit, sticking an event on in a circuit, but if no one can afford to go to it, it's going to go downhill very, very quickly. So, or just not happen at all. So, yeah, we'll see. But some positive news there. And Thailand have got some advanced negotiations going through of their own. They're trying to secure a 5-year deal. I don't know if that means they're going to be building a new circuit or if they're going to be using the existing, I forget the name of the circuit, but they have a MotoGP circuit. I think it begins with a B. I cannot remember for the life of me what the circuit's name is. But I was looking at the track layout of that earlier, and I don't know how good that would be for F1, that particular layout. I'd have to actually see cars running on it, really, or to know exactly how it would work. But we may possibly be getting a Thai Grand Prix in the future as well. So it does worry me that we are losing, not so much that we're losing European races, but that we're losing proper race circuits
Copy.
in favour of rather rubbish temporary circuits and street circuits. I would much rather we had proper circuits with proper racing design, you know, baked into the design. All right, 96% for Teo isn't too bad. We gained a couple of percent. There's still work to do. We just need one click of toe to fix Mick, so that should be something we can do right now
Good entry.
as they head into the pits.
Copy.
But I don't think I'm going to bother making changes to Teo. I think he's going to be at 100% prep anyway. Depends how obvious those changes are. So like this could go either way, but we're at 100% prep. We've already got the full track knowledge and car part knowledge, so getting this right or wrong doesn't really matter. I am going to go back to a 0.3. I didn't think I could get away with it, but now I think I might be able to. And then let's have a look at here. Okay, so we need to push that back that way a little bit, and so that's going to go that way. So if we do that, and then correct that, that should theoretically fix that. And again, we don't need to send them out, because even if we've got it wrong, it's not going to have a massive impact. They're still going to have enough in hand, I think, to still be at 100%. Or Mick certainly is. Porsche, hopefully. So we are done with our practice. The track is very wet. Let's actually pay attention to the track water level, because this will give us some baseline information potentially for what it might look like in qualifying. Again, we do not have a great weather centre, and we are using it with the sponsors again, so our forecast accuracy down to just 34%. That's appalling. And you can see how much the prediction is changing as the session continues. We should be getting really heavy rain coming up, but at this, it doesn't look like it at all. The actual forecast now, as you can see, is just light rain all the way through, so this is going to get lighter and lighter and lighter. So it looks as though, going by this, that we might have a little bit of high rate, a bit of full wet running, but it's predominantly, I think, going to be inters for qualifying. There we go, it's stabilised at around 2.2 mil. Okay, so our drivers are prepped and ready. They still need to add in their setup into that, so Mick will be at 100% regardless, and Teo will hopefully be at 100%. Let's get prepped for quali.
Hello and welcome to the much anticipated qualifying session.
Teams often bring upgrades to Barcelona, so the qualifying order could be a little shaken up. Cars need to be well balanced in both high and low speed corners to set a good lap here.
If we could just talk about Mick Schumacher for a second. Given his recent form, how's he going to be going into this session?
Forget about talking about Schumacher. Can we just talk about that car for a second?
Perhaps picking up a few points this weekend would spur on a bit of healthy rivalry.
And you're right. Well, it's nearly time for qualifying.
It's like Tyrrell's six-wheeler coming back to the fore. All right, so the graphics are playing up really badly at the moment, unfortunately. Starting on Inters. Let's see what we can do powertrain-wise here. We're going to go with a 59%. I'm going to have to go with that battery, I think. And then we'll have to go with that gearbox. Yeah, definitely penalties ahead in Mick's future. Let's take a Let's take a look at Teo's car parts. 78% and 75%, and we'll stay with that ERS. Let's just make a couple of tiny little tweaks to our display. Let's try dropping it down to about 90%. Hope that fixes it. And let's send them out, shall we?
Should it be green now?
It hasn't. It's weird how some races it's absolutely fine and others it's an absolute mess. It's still not great. That's even worse. I really wish it wasn't so finicky. Let's try FSR. It's still going to look rough. Alright, let's take a look at the weather. And let's see, it's going to get worse. So we want to very quickly put in two... Oh, damn it, I just changed the tyres. We want to change the run plan. Do 2 laps. Try and maximize the track conditions as best we can. I'm going to go out the back of the queue by the look of it. Yeah, right at the very back of the queue. My God. Can we get out in front of anybody? Oh my God, come on. Somebody please let me out the garage. There we go. There goes Teo. Now we'll send that Mick. Oh God, look at this. Joe's almost round to the end of the lap already. This is ridiculous.
Brake and tire, okay?
That clash is horrible. It's horrible, horrible, horrible. We had 2 races where it was lovely. We didn't need to really mess with the settings, and now it's just not great.
Make sure we do as much
That's
as
better.
we can to have the front in the spot.
Let's toggle the sectors. And we may as well ride with Schumacher. He's back of the grid. let's leave that up actually so we can see A, where the front cars are in relation to us, and B, so we can keep an eye on that water level. It'll probably go up as we're about to do our second lap. So Sainz is currently quickest in the first sector.
Have a good one.
Sainz and Max both comfortably quicker than everyone else, and then Leclerc goes even quicker still, 23.9.
Okay, let's go, let's go.
The Ferrari's looking rapid. So we've got some good data there as to what we can see most of the grid's doing, and we are at the slower end of that with a 24.4 and 24.5. Hey. Leclerc is about to blitz the field, I think. Well, I say blitz, he's 1.5 tenths quicker than Sainz, but look how far ahead of Verstappen they are. Perez popped up 4 tenths behind, Norris 2.5 tenths off Leclerc, 10th off Sainz. Porsche is at 32.7, that's not too bad. He's on pace to beat Ocon. Mick not looking great at 33.0. The slowest time so far in the middle sector. Yeah, Mick's only 21st. He just gets ahead of Ocon by a couple of tenths. Porsche's up into 16th place. Water level's starting to go up. As long as it doesn't go up too quickly, we might still be able to get some improvement on our second run, but yeah, that looks like it is definitely going to go up quite a bit. Don't know if we will actually improve here on this next run. We'll keep our fingers crossed. Everyone else is going to pile into the pits.
Could be a bit of traffic there. And push.
We'll have a clear lap to run again.
Push lap now.
Track now 2.3 mil. Still going up. I think that's probably a bit too much of an increase in water level for us to actually get the improvement, even though we've got more confidence with the second lap. Teo did a 24.6, so he didn't improve. Doubt Mick will. He went 24.5, slightly quicker than Teo, but still no improvement for him there. And the track's just getting worse with every corner. Everyone's coming straight back out again. Is the track about to dry up? Or are they just doing what we're doing and going for a second run? Unless the track's about to dry up as they start their flying lap, then they're not going to improve. It's now 2.43, still climbing. Porsche. Oh, Mick actually improved slightly in the middle sector there with a 32.9, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think. Yeah, does not improve. Neither did Porsche. 16th and 21st, but we still have time
Copy.
for another run if the track improves, which doesn't look like it's going to, but we have got light rain in 6 minutes. Maybe it'll ease off enough for us to get some improvement here at the very end, if we're lucky. Remember, we can't trust this. We have to pay more attention to this, because this is more accurate. And still the water level's going up. Look, 2.57 now. Evening, Victor.
Pit lane.
How are you tonight?
Copy, copy.
Thoughts? Copy.
Okay, into the pits. Nobody's improving. Oh, we can check the setups actually while we're here. 97. Ooh. It's not something I can fix there. I would have to move the toe. Sorry, move the tyre camber and then the toe to fix the front wing. 97 is fine though. He'll still be at 100% driver prep. And we got it bang on for Mick. No surprise there. So let's advance time and just see if the track does dry up in the closing minutes. Fingers crossed. It's still going up, look. It's still going up. Now it's starting to come down. It's still going to be too high, I think. But it is definitely coming down. Oh, yellow flag. Logan Sargent making a mistake.
There's a car off T1.
There's a car for turn 1. Really? How can you tell that from the gravel in turn 12? Okay, moment of truth. Track is improving. This is now where it was when we did our second flying lap. It keeps coming down. We could potentially get an improvement. There's a yellow flag. It's not Logan, so it's an Alpine. Esteban has locked up at turn 1.
Okay, so heading into turn 1 here. Very heavy on the brakes, and they ended up their own passenger.
Not sure if he's on a flying lap or not. Where is Ocon? Oh, no engine noise for Ocon. He's racing with a Formula E car, it would seem. I think Let's see, is he on an in-lap? Yeah, he's on an in-lap. So he's done. He's out.
Go for it.
Porsche gets started.
Tires were good, mate.
Now Mick has got started.
Let's go, come on. Nice forward.
We're going to have some traffic to contend with. Sonoda's found an improvement in the middle sector. He's the first car to do so. The track is stabilised at 2.33, slightly better than when we did our second lap. Sonoda's found improvement again in the final sector. Porsche has not improved, neither has Mick. 24.7, that's slow. That's down a couple of tenths on their best. Yeah, that wasn't thrillingly helpful there. Can we find anything? Both of our cars are out at the moment. No improvement in the middle for Porsche. I think he's the only one who's got a chance of getting through, and that seems to be slipping away. Mick hasn't improved in the middle either. I think it's all over. I think we're out in 17th and 21st here. Up to the line for Porsche. Doesn't improve. What about Mick? Doesn't improve. So, yeah, that crucial first lap just wasn't good enough. It was briefly for Porsche, but then somebody did manage to sneak a little improvement, and we got bumped. So, disappointing. We are out of qualifying in Q1. Let's see who stuck it on pole. It's a Ferrari front row. Leclerc from Sainz. Max is third. Then it's Perez fourth. So Red Bull have row 2. Piastri in fifth. 6 is Lance Stroll. Wow. Yuki Tsunoda 7th. George Russell is 8th. Daniel Ricciardo 9th. Lando down in 10th. Did not set a lap time. Is Lando starting from the pit lane? Then we've got Alonso from Hamilton, Hulkenberg, Albon, Sargent, Bottas. Oh, God, I forgot Porsche's got a penalty. Magnussen, Pierre, Zhou, Schumacher, Ocon. Okay, let's get ready for the race.
The stage is set here in Barcelona. 66 laps around a track that the drivers know inside and out.
Barcelona is a circuit with plenty of history under its belt. It was here, after all, that multiple world champion Max Verstappen secured his very first F1 victory back in 2016.
Long straights and medium speed turns dominate here, but there's something else to watch out for at Barcelona. The air currents are strong and unpredictable, and they'll be giving aerodynamic components a real run for their money this weekend. Welcome to race day. And before we get down to it, last-minute checks are being made.
Okay, so let's take a look at the starting grid, shall we? Yeah, Alonso has been bumped up. So Norris is starting from the pit lane. There he is. Porsche is now down to 20th. So 19th and 20th for us. Not ideal. Let's take a look at strategy. I would like to be able to go medium, medium, soft, or soft, medium, medium, actually, I think would be better. But I don't know if we can make our tyres work for that. Unless I do something like that, and that is kind of really pushing it. I think we can get away with that because we're probably going to get lapped. That's right on the edge there. That is 12 seconds quicker than the original strategy that was baked in, but is it quicker than this? Well, yes. Is it quicker than this? It's 4 seconds quicker than that, but that gives us a little bit of leeway with the tyres, although again we are protecting those tyres. So the other option then is to do this. Maybe go medium, hard. We go to lap 22 and then go to lap 43. It's a second slower, but there is that little bit of wiggle room at the end of every stint. It's still slower than that though. I think we're going to go with that and just see if we can make that work. So let's do something very, very similar here for Porsche. We'll have hard tyres available to maybe make a judgment call with throwing some hards on for the final stint. If we get a safety car, it gives us options there as well. If we get a safety car maybe around lap 40, then we can come in early, put the hard tyres on that way. We'll just have to be very careful with our tyres across all 3 stints, I think. This is one of those circuits where it really can be quite brutal on tyres. I'm going to take 3 laps of fuel out. And we've got to protect our tyres at the beginning. There we go. We're at the back of the grid anyway, so we're not likely to do much at the start. We will have Norris pushing through very quickly as well. If we can try and hang with Norris as he moves up the order, that would be nice. But yeah, we are prepped and ready. The Spanish Grand Prix is next.
The anticipation is really building here. The fans in attendance are absolutely buzzing with excitement.
This race sees them start in P22, and that's an awful lot of cars to have to get through.
But just what will happen here, your guess is as good as mine. One of the oldest races on the Formula One calendar. This is the Spanish Grand Prix. It's lights out and away we go.
So let's keep an eye on which of the Ferraris gets into turn 1 first. It's not a good start for Sainz. He's already been jumped by Verstappen. Is Perez going to have a lunge up the inside as well? Not quite. In fact, Piastri's had a lunge around the outside. Mick's up to 18th place. So, decent start from Schumacher. I don't think he'll hold it, but it'd be nice to. No sign of Norris yet, but he is going to be steaming up to the back of us. See that gap's coming down very quickly. We'll see him in a second. There he is. There's Norris coming from the pit lane. But a good start for Schumacher, up to 18th place. Porsche has gone backwards. So actually Mick's up 3 places, isn't he? He started in 21st. Teo is in 20th, so Teo's gone back 1, Mick's gone up 3. And Norris is already all over the back of Porsche. So these opening couple of laps we are going to get dropped because we are looking after our tyres. But their tyres are going to burn off very, very quickly. You know what? You know one thing we didn't consider?
Up 1.1.
what we didn't consider was
Gap
a 3-stop.
03.
Let me just very quickly program in a 3-stop now and see how that looks, because that might be the way to go. It's a second slower, but there's no risk of our tyres. Let's split the difference. Let's keep Porsche on the strategy he's on. Let's switch Mick to this strategy and see if a 3-stop for him actually works a little bit better.
Head down now, try to get a good pace.
We'll still be looking after the tyres more than the cars in front of us anyway, I think, so we should still have pace in hand a little bit later on. And here comes Norris at the inside of Porsche, and he goes through. Let's turn on the batteries now.
Copy.
So my hope is that we can punch away from Esteban Ocon on those hard tyres this lap. And that Porsche can maybe start to try and move forward. He's not going to get past Norris, but if we can follow Norris through on Zhou, his tyres are already screaming, as are the cars in front of us, look. Maybe he can sneak a position. Right on board. Almost got that gap stable at just over a second. I think we have managed to just about drop him. Porsche is just about clinging on to the back of Norris here. Like I couldn't quite drop Norris at the end of the lap. Porsche now has been dropped. Mick now, though, has got a chance against Magnussen, maybe. He's going to have a look in the braking zone, maybe. He's thinking about it, and thinks better of it. We'll just keep the pressure on. Get Porsche back into DRS range, and then we'll just have to bide our time with the tyres, I think, with Teo to move them forward. Cars are definitely not where they need to be in terms of parts at the moment after those two big retirements that we've had earlier in the season. That's 2 races in a row, actually. I think was it Monaco and Montreal, 2 big shunts. So we are short on both cars being as up to date as they possibly can be, as Norris does now get the move done on Zhou. And on top of that, we still have that backlog of trying to get parts through our warehouse, our factory, because that upgrade hasn't gone through yet. So we still only have the 2 slots.
Copy.
And we're just treading water trying to keep the cars running with the best possible specs and trying to build the brand new parts that are ready to be built as well. It's a balancing act, a bit of a juggling act, and we're not quite there yet. Norris is already through on Ocon and is now pushing to close in on Mick. Magnussen has stepped up towards the back of Gasly, and look at how much his tyres are suffering. Hulkenberg is doing a little bit better with his mediums. He's pretty consistent with everyone around him. Slightly better than the cars behind him, actually. We know how bad the Saubers are at looking after their tyres as well. Both Valtteri's tyres and Joe's tyres are starting to struggle a little bit compared to others around them. Sargent has done a bad job with his mediums as well. But our tyre offset is already looking like it's going to come into effect. You can see that we are starting to close in quite heavily on the back of Joe here. He has dropped off the back of Ocon, so we can maybe just save a tiny bit of battery. We'll have the DRS. We might yet be able to get Joe into turn 1. And through we go.
Copy, copy.
So next up is Ocon. That's going to give you a nice little boost there
Looking in the mirror, only ahead.
for
Come on.
Teo as Mick is overtaken by Lando. There was no way we were going to keep Lando behind us. That car and that driver are just way too strong.
Mega.
So Mick down to 19th. Let's take a look at Mick's confidence level. Still above where he started, but not by much anymore, thanks to that overtake.
Yeah, copy.
At the front, Leclerc has scampered off into the distance. He's nearly 4 seconds clear of Verstappen now. Sainz has dropped back a little bit on Max. Piastri is still up in 4th place. Perez has dropped down to 7th. Both Tsunoda and Ricciardo have followed through and got past him as well as Piastri. Stroll is 8th, Russell 9th, Alonso 10th, Hamilton 11th. No change for those guys, I don't think. Yeah, not a great start to the Grand Prix for Perez. He was P4, now down into 7th place. Great start for both of the RBs. Oh, lock up right in front of us. There goes Magnussen. And there go his tyres. Down to 31%. He's boxing at the end of this lap.
Let's see what happened there. And if we watch Magnussen, nothing at this point. The wheels just lock up there. And they'll need to be
And that's
mindful
an easy
of the
overtake
effect
for
that
both
that
of our
had on the
drivers.
tyres.
And that should be a confidence boost for both of them. Yeah, there we go. Lovely. And Porsche now into peak confidence. And within the 1 second range of Esteban Ocon. Mick now nicely on the back of Gasly as well. And again, we've got a nice little tyre offset of about 15% there. Ocon, the margins are a lot smaller, but we've got a much quicker, grippier compounder tyre. So that should do everything it needs to for us. How are we looking on our tyre predictions? Slightly below the prediction there, but not too bad. Slightly above, maybe, just there. But we did actually switch him into that strategy after a lap or two of saving tyres, so that's not that surprising. Mick is close enough for a run at Gasly, but I don't think Porsche was close enough to have a run at Ocon. Let's see if Mick can make a move under braking here. It's closing in. Magnussen's into the pits. We weren't close enough to have a lunge. So first pit stop of the Grand Prix, and it is for Magnussen and Haas, and it's another set of soft tyres. Decent turnaround time there. He is back out and running again. Let's head back to Schumacher. Okay, so no DRS for Gasly. That's going to set us up very nicely for the end of the lap here. And we're going to just further our chances by turning on the battery again. Porsche has dropped off. Let's push his battery. This should be a straightforward pass now on Gasly. We should go flying past him. The realistic racing mod shouldn't really hinder overtaking on the main straight too much. Having said that, we're still side by side. Gasly doesn't want to give up the position yet. But it will affect us in other places on the track. It's such a long straight, that start-finish straight, that you know, while there's a delay in the DRS and slipstream kicking in, the effect of them isn't dampened in terms of their outright power. So we should still be able to get overtakes done reasonably comfortably on the main straight. Anywhere else, though, is up for debate. And that's going to come down more to tyres, I think, rather than anything else. Speaking of, where is Porsche? There he is. Almost out of battery, but back in range of the Alpines. And Mick looks like he's just about managed to drop Gasly. Can I get onto the back of Sargent before I run out of battery? Don't think I can. Nope, I can't. Maybe next lap. Oh, yellow flag. We've got a crash between Stroll and Russell.
There's a big crash.
And it's a safety car.
Just watch out. Everybody okay?
Okay, so this changes our strategy dramatically. Now, the 3-stop is probably going to be the way to go. So we need to amend this. Let's go to a set of mediums. Come in at the end of the lap. That's it. That's the only change we need to make to that. And let's put Teo on the same. But we're going to offset it. So we're going to put him onto another set of softs. And then go medium, medium. Okay, there we go. So now that we've done that, now we can start to rebuild the battery. We can do some fuel saving to get that sorted. Let's call them in. So mediums for Mick. And softs for Teo. Sort his fuel out and his battery out.
Now we've got an incident here, and as I understand it, George Russell's involved.
So George is definitely out, and so is Stroll now. They are both out.
Safety car, safety car. Remember to follow the time. Follow the...
Okay, so are we going to get a replay of what actually happened? Here it comes.
So here we go, heading into turn 1. Cutting it so close. And there, the cars make contact.
Oh,
now,
yeah,
their confidence will have taken a hit.
that's not good at all for George. That's a big old hit.
It's not going the way the team had hoped today.
It's just Stroll doing Stroll things once again. That's 2 cars in front of us out of the way as well, and that's going to make it easier for us to get both into the top 18. As you can see, Mick's now 15th, Porsche's in 18th. We're going to see a whole bunch of cars boxing. I don't know if everyone will box, but we will see quite a few. Stroll's got a 5-second penalty, which will become a 3-place grid drop for the next Grand Prix.
What's the current position?
And yeah, look, race leaders are all in. Hard tyres. Mediums. Mediums. Hards. Now this is going to be interesting. Tsunoda's going to have to stack up. Hard tyres and a bad stop. Oh, it's a really bad stop. What a disaster for Tsunoda.
Oh, it looks like a pit stop issue.
His stop was fine, but yeah, not great for him. Mick's going to have to stack. No, Mick's ahead, isn't he? It's Porsche who's going to have to stack. It's a 2.5-second stop. We've got to wait for cars to go through before we can release Teo. Mick, sorry. Come on. Come on. You're going to drop me all the way to the back of the grid now, aren't you? God damn it.
And down in the pits. Oh, that's a slow one.
A 2.6-second stop. That's a disaster. Just wouldn't release us. And now we're all the way down in 18th. What a nightmare. Okay, yeah, I'm not happy about that at all. We definitely got screwed over there. Wow, that's a short safety car. It's coming in already. The field hasn't even bunched up yet. I don't even know if we're going to get... Oh, that's really screwed us over. There we go. We're back to green flag running, and we're not even... We're not even close.
Remember overtaking from the line.
Thankfully...
Get these tires back up to 10.
It was a really, really slow launch getaway there, and that has brought us back onto the train. Magnussen, the only one who didn't get there, but he's closing in quickly. Very bizarre there. Max did not get the jump on Leclerc. Where did Tsunoda end up? Tsunoda ended up down in 8th place. Just having a look at Alonso here. I have to say, he's probably favourite to get that move done as well. The RB definitely seems stronger than the Aston. Magnus has jumped Teo. This has gone so badly. We've definitely been done in this Grand Prix so far with that safety car pit lane shenanigans. I'm amazed that the safety car was only 1 lap as well.
DRS enabled.
We did manage to save a little bit of fuel and a little bit of battery, but not a huge amount. Tyres are now up to temp.
Temperature's looking stable.
Okay, copy.
Schumacher has Porsche. Sorry, not Porsche. Magnussen all over him, trying to find a way through. Porsche relegated to the back of the grid, back down to just about where he started confidence-wise. Mick still in very high confidence, but that won't last forever. And all that good work we've done with our tyres has kind of been undone because everybody's boxed. But we'll have a chance to do it all over again. And I can foresee Magnussen's tyres falling away very, very quickly. And he didn't stop under the safety car because he had to stop very early on after that massive lockup of his. It destroyed his tyres. New fastest lap for Charles Leclerc. It's hurt him as well, that safety car. He had a nice healthy 4-second lead over Max, and now Max is right there with him. And we're going to have to do all that hard work of getting past Joe and Gasly, and Gasly's all the way up in 13th. God damn. Gasly came out better than Mick went in. So he really gained from that safety car.
The tires are now in the window. Come on.
Look at Norris as well. This has been a great race for Norris. Having started from the pit lane, he's now up to 8th place after just 14 laps thanks to that safety car. He's definitely a threat for the podium. Alright, Joe has now slipped out of range. Let's see if we can punch past him here before he gets back in range. Magnussen is starting to slip a little bit as well.
Copy.
Let's see if we can put some pressure on him. Can we pull up a gap to Magnussen to make it easier for Teo? I think we can. We have. So Teo should get the move done. Can we get the move done on Joe here? Here comes the overspeed. It's still too far back. We just weren't close enough. Porsche is through though. Or is he? Had the inside line. Hasn't got that move done yet. I think Magnussen's held him off.
Head down.
He has. Now Porsche's back through. There we go.
Keep it like this.
And Joe's pushing as well, which is why Mick isn't actually closing. If anything, he's actually dropping a little bit further away. Joe is desperately trying to get on back onto Ocon. New fastest lap for Carlos Sainz, who's got past Max. He's making a run at his teammate. And I think we just got dropped by Joe. We did. Ugh. That's not encouraging at all.
Copy that.
Even, is it Danik? Is that how you pronounce it, Danik? How's the season going? It's not going too bad. I mean, this is our first season. We are running with a lot of low spec parts. We've got a pretty rough car, and we're running some mods as well, like including the realistic racing mod to make overtaking harder. So it's tough because it's the first season. We don't have a lot of cash. We don't have a great car. We don't have great drivers. We don't have amazing staff. But we're doing okay. We've actually scored points, although we kind of got a little lucky to get them. But we'll take them how they come. But the facility bottleneck is definitely becoming a problem for us. Oh, Mick's going to get through.
Copy.
Yeah, Mick is through.
Yeah, good job.
And Porsche is through as well. No, wait, hang on. Porsche is looking at Magnussen. He's still stuck behind Joe, but he's harvesting behind Joe at the moment.
Copy. Copy.
Can I just create enough of a gap to Joe to give Porsche an easy overtake? I think I can. There we go, job's done. This should be a straightforward overtake now, if we can get close enough. Couldn't get close enough.
Copy, copy. Copy. Copy.
Alright, let's reapply that pressure. Get ourselves nice and close. Ready for the start of the lap. See if I can just somehow squeeze Mick onto the back of Ocon. He's almost there. Let's get that dirty area. He's just proving a lot to overcome. Are we close enough this time? No, we're not again. Okay, Magnussen's in the pits for his second stop. And it's a bad one. Set of mediums. So he'll get a nice healthy undercut, but yeah, his weekend's kind of screwed. Let's go back to Mick. All over the back of Ocon. Porsche still stuck behind Joe, just doesn't seem to have enough.
Good, it's okay.
speed through the corners to get close enough to make the overtake on the main straight. And Joe has just about got himself in range of Ocon now, of the back of Mick, I think. To the point where I think Porsche is just about to get dropped. He has been dropped, I think. Let's see, does his DRS go? No, it doesn't. So he did get dropped. Pit window opens up in the next lap for Teo there. Joe's really pushing those hard tyres, isn't he? He's thrashing those hard tyres. He put those on at the same time we put on these softs and these mediums. And they are worse than Porsche's softs. That's partly down to the car being terrible at looking after its tyres, but also just an indication of how he's really, really pushing them to try and stay ahead of Teo and stay with Mick.
Copy.
Am I close enough to have a run at Esteban into turn 1 here? I think I am. Ocon has a little defensive shake. And just puts a squeeze on us on the approach to turn 1 there, and that just meant we couldn't get that move done. We're going to have to harvest behind him.
Copy.
Continue to put pressure on Ocon, on the back of Joe. So Norris has hit a bit of a brick wall since he got up to 8th. He's stuck behind Tsunoda and Ricciardo, who are stuck behind Perez.
Copy.
And this time I think Porsche might be close enough. I don't think Mick will be. I'm just again trying to gap Joe to make it easier for Teo. Oh, he's really close this time.
Understood.
Come on, get that move done. And there we go. We finally squeezed past Joe.
Yeah, copy.
Took a few attempts to get it done, but we got it done.
Copy.
Let's turn our attention back to Schumacher. And I think Joe's spent. He's already dropping behind Teo. He'll stay with him, but I don't think he'll have the pace to get back through again. A little bit of battery left with Porsche. Let's just burn it now, just to make sure that we definitely drop Joe, so he can't get that DRS on us on the main straight. There we go.
Copy, copy.
Let's check in at the front. So it is Charles Leclerc back to having that nice little gap, this time to his teammate. About 3.5 seconds. Piastri is in third, about 3 seconds further back, and he has now cleared Max. Max down into 4th place. Ricciardo's 5th. So Ricardo has finally got through on Perez. His tyres are starting to die off. There's the traffic jam that's holding up Tsunoda and Norris. Alonso starting to edge away a little bit from Hamilton. They were about a second apart. That's gone up a little bit. Albon is in 11th place, and he's dangerously close to scoring a point, which would not be good for us because that would then move Williams ahead of us in the constructors by a point. The Valtteri's into the pits. Hulkenberg will probably be boxing at the end of the lap. And this is the in lap now for Teo. So we're going to absolutely thrash his tyres. Decent stop there for Valtteri. What did he put on? Set of hard tyres. He'll comfortably get out ahead of Kevin Magnussen.
Copy.
Ooh, it's a mechanical fault for Leclerc. Now, he has been unlucky with faults and issues in his car over the last couple of Grand Prix. He was looking like he was going to dominate the championship just a few races ago, and now he's been struggling for results. I reckon I can squeeze another lap out of Teo here, actually. Let's try and squeeze another lap out of him. Let's turn the tyre wear down a little bit.
And box.
Hulkenberg is in.
Copy, box.
Don't go crazy in the rears.
Copy.
And that's hard tyres for Hulkenberg. Where will he come out? Will he clear Valtteri? I don't think he will. It'll be close. There is Valtteri. Valtteri will get through just ahead. Schumacher's pit window opens up next lap. Getting back onto Ocon again, who's going to be stopping before us.
Starting to feel the fronts a bit.
As Nissan, am I rocking the Renault powertrain? I am. I do have plans to introduce my own Nissan engine for the 2026 season using the database editor. But that's, we'll say we're still in the 2024 season, so that's a little way off yet. So, Mick goes round again. Porsche is in for his first proper stop.
Will be 3 or 4 laps till we beat.
And Zhou is coming in behind us as well. Chance for Porsche to get a nice little undercut on a couple of cars here. Why I was harvesting that battery. 2.8. It's not a great stop, but at least it was clean and no delays this time, unlike the ridiculous delay we had in the pits under the safety car. And look how close we are to getting lapped. Since the safety car came out, it's crazy. Right, it would be nice to get a move done on Ocon before he hits the pits. Let's see if we can somehow pull that off.
Copy.
I just hope he goes one more lap. If he boxes this lap, we're not going to get him or the DRS. He stayed out. We got the DRS. We're not going to get him on this main straight, I don't think, but we might be able to set him up for a move somewhere else.
Copy.
And that's Porsche out of battery. Didn't take long.
Copy.
Nice and close to this DRS zone. See if we can get the move done into turn 10. It's going to be our last opportunity to get him. Norris and Perez are both in. Norris has actually got ahead of Perez now. I'm just not close enough to get that move done. Look, that's a shame. So Perez has gone on to a set of hard tyres. Norris stays ahead of him. He's on mediums. We've still got that horrible speckle on the car thanks to the mod, the graphics mod that we're running. Mick and Tay are my long-term drivers. Yes and no. They're going to be my drivers for the next couple of seasons, assuming that I can actually keep them. I mean, I should be able to keep Mick, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep Teo. His wage demands might become too high when I come to negotiate, and he may just get a better offer from someone else and decide to leave me. I'm not sure when his contract runs out, but hopefully we can hang on to them both for another couple of seasons. I signed Tuka, young 17-year-old Finnish driver, Tuka, as my reserve, but he's not old enough to do any FP1 sessions yet. Bad stop for Carlos Sainz and the spin for Logan Sargent straight out of the pits. And into the runoff.
And while all that was happening, the crew...
So yeah, that's not done Sainz any favours, but he has got the chance of a slight undercut to minimise that damage. Right, how long till Mick boxes? One more lap, apparently. If the worst happens and Teo walks, Victor Martin can be a good option. Yeah, I'm curious about Victor Martin. We're not going to be with Nissan forever. We are going to be chopping and changing in this long-term save file, but I do plan on being with Nissan for a few years yet. I am toying with the idea of bringing in Arvid Lindblad as a reserve to try and prop him up, boost him up a bit. I may yet go to a team like Aston and see if I can actually do the job that they seem incapable of doing themselves at the moment. But again, that's not going to happen anytime soon. That's a job for the future. Right, Porsche has caught the back of Kevin Magnussen. We've got Ocon behind us. So we do need to get through before he starts trying to put pressure on us.
Temperatures are fine.
Magnussen's tyres are already struggling. That's a new fastest lap for Alex Albon. But yeah, I have a habit of running multiple seasons on a single sort of career file before we just stop and do something different. Across the previous versions of the game, all on console, so 23, 24, and 22. We did like 6 seasons of the one that just finished on that, where we ran Cadillac. Well, they started as Brabham, then
1.4
Cadillac bought Brabham, and we ran to Ferrari as Cadillac became Cadillac outright, and rebuilt Ferrari after they went through the entire season without scoring a single point. Oh, crap. I think I missed my window.
Copy.
Whoops. Yeah, I missed my window. Okay, so actually, let's have a quick look at maybe, because we missed our pit window,
Box stop.
seeing if we can get away with another set of softs. Just about, if we're careful with them. Okay, so we need to... Is that us attacking Valtteri or being attacked by Valtteri? I'm not sure. But we need to change to a set of soft tyres now, so the mediums for the pit stop.
We bought now.
It's also going to standard. Porsche has not got past Magnussen. We've been fighting with Ocon. And that's caused us to actually lose a couple of seconds. 120.1 last lap. Magnussen starting to up his pace to try and get ready for his next stop. Charles Leclerc is in and out on a brand new set of soft tyres. Still has that fault. What is that fault that he has? We haven't seen that yet. It is battery. ERS is playing up. I think that was Mick being overtaken by Valtteri rather than Mick trying to overtake Valtteri. Looking at Mick's confidence level at the moment. How's Teo doing? He's still just above where he started. Okay, 2.45. That's a pretty good stop for us. Magnussen's in for his third set of tyres. Set of hards. Won't be able to take those to the end. Oh, and Leclerc's battery gets worse.
But the car's definitely not happy.
And has
Surely
that just
some kind
killed
of
his
fault.
chance of beating his teammate? It might well have done. That might have just given Sainz the Grand Prix as Max comes in. And so does Hamilton. Sticky front right tyre. Not a great stop. He's out on a new set of soft tyres. So everyone's going to have to stop again. No one's going to be able to go to the end. Not even Magnussen on those brand new hard tyres, because that car just shreds its tyres. We are 18th with Schumacher. Tyres coming up to temperature now. 15th for Porsche. Our target is 18th or higher for both drivers, so we're where we need to be right now. Ocon is still lurking behind us.
Copy.
We are a couple of tenths quicker than Gasly. Tyres pretty similarly positioned at the stage. New personal best first sector for Schumacher. He should start rocketing up to the back of Sargent pretty quickly. Let's take a look at the split times. So, Tsunoda with a flying lap there. 22.5 in the opening sector. Sets a new personal best, 1:15.7. Fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far. Well, Mick isn't rocketing up to the back of Sargent, but he's definitely rocketing up to the back of Teo. He was almost a second faster in the middle sector than his teammate, who is still having to fight off Esteban Ocon. This is why he's driving a bit slow. He's having to hit all those defensive cornering points in the heavy braking zones. 1:18.2 for Mick. 1.7 seconds quicker than his teammate. Sargent has caught the back of Ocon and Porsche, and the gap to Gasly has gone up again. Again, we're just having that defensive driving. Now that Sargent has caught the back of Ocon, he's starting to put him under pressure. Might give Teo a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, copy.
And a chance for him to maybe up his pace a little bit. Yeah, that gap has suddenly gone up, hasn't it? There is Sargent closing in on the back of Ocon in front of us. Can we close up and get involved in that before Sargent tries to swoop through? We might well see Sargent make the move into turn 1 here. Side by side, and I think he's got him. He has. Sargent straight through. Has given Porsche a little bit of breathing room. The gap 1.5 seconds and change. Back to Sargent now. And Ocon's going to be putting pressure to get back through, so that gap should hopefully stay pretty constant. New fastest lap for Max Verstappen, a 1:15.7. About 1.6 kilos of fuel for a lap around here, which means if we get lapped, we're going to need to find about half a kilo. Given that we are still 30 laps to go, I think we are likely to get lapped, given where the Ferraris are to where we are. And Porsche, he's got that free air, but he's not doing anything with it at the moment. So we don't really need to do any fuel saving at this point. We'll naturally save half a kilo or so over the rest of this Grand Prix. Hopefully more than that. And if we do not get lapped, but we get a safety car or a VSC, we can easily save that remaining fuel very, very quickly. Now we are lining up a look at the back of Ocon. Let's rebuild the battery, because without a good chunk of battery and getting the right position, we're not likely to get past him. He's just going to get that slipstream and DRS on Sargent and defend from us.
Understood.
It's a long race, come on.
And this is where I'm going to throw it open. See if we can maybe get a move done into turn 5 here. No, he thinks better of it. But maybe
Gap 03.
into 7.
Head down, eyes forward.
Okay, what about into 10? Again, trying to overcome the DRS with a realistic racing mod is tricky. Very tricky.
How about the
Good, it's okay.
Now, he's made a mistake. He's given us the slipstream to Logan Sargent. And that means we can go around the outside of him. There we go. We're through. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Let's put Harvest back on.
Gap 07. Try to keep going.
One more overtake will get us into peak confidence, and we should be able to get through Logan Sargent pretty quickly. Sargent has dropped away. Porsche is now starting to close back in on Gasly. The gap's down to 7 seconds. It was nearly 8 seconds a moment ago. And Sargent's tyres are spent. I don't want to get the move done here. I want to get it on the main straight. But it looks like we're going to get it done here. It's peak confidence now for Schumacher. Let's see if we can scamper away quickly. Couldn't quite break the DRS, but we've done enough to get clear. Now we're in a pretty decent position. We've got battery to spare with Teo, so let's start using that.
Copy.
Try and go hunting after Pierre Gasly. And also just to create some more clear air for Mick to drive into. Probably have to do a little bit of tyre saving in the final stint. The Ferraris are coming. There is Charles Leclerc. So, yeah, we are definitely going to get lapped. But we are well on course to get our sponsor targets done. Maybe we can go one better than where we are already. Maybe we can get up to like 14th, 13th. As long as Albon doesn't get into the points, I'm happy with that. And if Valtteri gets into the points, as long as he only gets 1 point, then I'm okay with that as well. Porsche's pit window is about to open up. I am going to try and get him onto another set of soft tyres as well, because we still have plenty of life left in those tyres. And that will save us an extra couple of seconds as well on race pace. Could be critical. Mick is now definitely turning in some good pace. You can see he's just clawing that gap to Porsche, despite the fact that Porsche was dumping his battery a moment ago. Albon is in. Hard tyres for the Williams. That should take it to the end. He'll come out behind us, and he'll come out a lap down as well. There goes Charles Leclerc. And I have to say, I'm surprised that Leclerc has continued to pull away from Carlos Sainz, despite a completely ruined battery. That is a bit of a shock. Here comes the blue flag. So let's just go into harvest
09,
while
09.
that's happening.
No looking in the mirrors. Full focus ahead. Come on.
So through he goes. Lovely stuff. Is Mick close enough? I think he is. Let's see if Mick can get this overtaking maneuver done here. Oh, yellow flag. Wasn't close enough. It's Logan Sargent again.
Along the straights here. Oh, and they need to be watching.
Oh,
those
very
track
wide.
limits.
Oh,
And they'll find themselves at a disadvantage.
nearly,
Keep on doing
nearly
that.
hit Carlos Sainz there. That would not have gone down well with the home fans.
Eyes forward and no trouble, okay?
Copy.
Albon is pushing hard. Need to get Mick through quickly. I want it to be a natural overtake rather than telling him to move over. I want to get Mick back into peak confidence. Valtteri's in. Another set of hard tyres. Come on, Mick. Punch through.
Up 03. Come on.
Make it as easy as I can for you.
Easy, mate, easy.
Copy that. Copy, copy.
Oh, come on. That's it, you're out of battery. If you can't do it now,
Copy.
it's never going to happen.
Copy.
Ah. God damn. And here comes Sainz.
Copy.
Right,
Okay,
this
we
time.
need to push a bit more.
This time, come on. Oh, instead he's going to give up the place to Alex Albon. God damn it. That didn't work out at all. Right, which one of us is going to get blue flag first? It's Albon gets blue flag
Let's go.
first.
Come on. Eyes forward. Come on.
Copy.
And Porsche Albon's going to follow him through. Damn. Yep. The AI pulled off the move that I'm always trying to and can never quite seem to get done this season. Straight through.
The car is coming to us.
Oh my god, Albon's really going for it. He's unlapped himself on Sainz. Sainz is now 10 seconds off the back of Leclerc, partly because of this this mess that is going on. Partly because his tyres are worse. Alright, so at least Porsche did manage to stay ahead of Albon, or has he? Albon's trying to get through.
Okay.
We do keep him behind. Just a little bit.
Okay, copy, good.
Mick's back in range, despite harvesting. Put him into top up now, so he doesn't get dropped.
Copy.
And he got dropped anyway. Because of course he did. Wait, my guy's boxing on the same lap. No, lap 49 for Mick, lap 50 for Teo. Lap 50 is going to be a bit of a squeeze
You ready?
for Teo. Albon rockets through. Norris is up to 5th place as he hits the pits. Started through the pit lane. Really benefited from that early safety car. Came out in 8th place.
Left lane, clear back.
He's now on a set of softs to the end. He's going to get an undercut on all the cars in front of him. Question is, where's he going to feed out, though? He's going to feed out behind Alonso, and is he going to? Yeah, he's going to get ahead of Hamilton. But he feeds out behind Alonso and Perez. Behind, is that Sargent? Yes. Sargent's not going to be easy to get through. Set of mediums, Peugeot, to take him to the end. Oscar Piastri has now lapped us as well. And now Valtteri has punched his way through on his fresh tyres. And all that lovely extra confidence we had is completely gone for Mick. He would have lost a lot just trying to get past and failing to get past his teammate. And there is
Gap 1.0.
an overtake
Eyes forward. Really important.
for Valtteri. Perez is in as well. Sainz comes out and is ahead of Tsunoda, so that's good for him. I still can't get over how easy this has been for Charles Leclerc. I would have thought he would have really struggled by this point. So, boxing next lap for Mick Schumacher. Lap after that for Teo Porcher. Tyres are not great for either of them.
Try to save a bit rear here.
Copy.
Is that Verstappen coming through behind me? I think it is. Leclerc's in the pits. We get blue flag
Gap 06.
again. This is not helping us. There goes Max. Piastri is out on a set of softs as well.
Copy.
Big problem in the pits for Nico Hulkenberg. front left does not want to come off.
What happened?
And then he had to wait for Oscar to go through as well. New fastest lap for Lando Norris. Look at this. He's going to make the move on his teammate here.
Yeah, are the tires?
His tyres are up to temperature. Piastri's are not. He's going to be right on the back of him any second. Sonoda's in the pits. Soft tyres to go to the end. Alonso on a set of softs as well. Those two are going to come out nose to tail. We need to box Mick for a new set of soft tyres.
Box, 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 box.
He has now got ahead.
Copy box.
Finally. Of Teo. Teo's going to go one more lap.
Box, box, box.
Copy,
So
box,
in
box.
for his final stop is Mick Schumacher. There's Max Verstappen ahead of us. So at least we're not going to get blue flag by Max again. It's 2.6. It's not a great stop, but again, it's a clean stop. Comes out in 18th place, which is where he needs to finish for the sponsors. So, given the number of cars in front that still need to stop, Mick will easily achieve that. Hamilton is in for his final stop. He's gone onto a set of soft tyres as well. I mean, it should be softs for everybody now. Gasly still needs to stop. Porsche still needs to stop. Magnussen still needs to stop again for another set of tyres. This should be Gasly boxing on this lap.
17 to go.
And in he comes. Teo is boxing this lap as well. But he's now 12 seconds behind Pierre Gasly. We were much closer than that earlier. Soft tyres. And a good stop. He is away. Can we get a good stop here with Teo? Not really. Mick goes through. Out goes Teo. Let's switch our attention back to Schumacher as we go hunting after Logan Sargent once again. Magnussen needs to stop again. There is Sargent right behind him. Thought we might see us flash through. Not quite. There we are. Now is Magnussen going another lap? Yes, he is. So this could be a pretty straightforward overtake for Logan Sargent here. Mixed tyres still not up to temperature yet. There they go. Now they're up to temperature. The Sargent has a look. And Magnussen just doesn't have enough grip left to hold him off. We did a 1:16 on that last lap. 4 seconds quicker than Kevin Magnussen. We'll be on him before he hits the pits at this rate.
Just looking ahead.
Tires are good, mate.
think we're going to force the issue here before he hits the pit lane. There he goes. Let's go hunting after Sergeant.
Gap 1.6.
So 16th and 17th. 15th is definitely up for grabs. Not so sure about anything else. We've definitely been on the rough end of the blue flags today. There are more coming as well. Porsche has already been blue flagged by one of the RBs, by Ricardo. Sonoda's right behind him as well, so he's about to get blue flagged again. He's not careful. Sonoda did a 1:15.2 last time round as well. We're kind of keeping pace at the moment because we're dumping the battery, but
Gap 0.3. Try to keep going.
as we get alongside, can we complete the move through 2 and 3? Oh yes, quite comfortably in the end. There we go.
Yeah, copy.
Mick is through. Let's turn our
That's it.
attention
Good
back
job.
to
Come on.
Teo. There is Sonoda. And he's going to blue flag me any moment. So let's top up. Oh, a fault for Alonso.
But there! Oh dear, that's not what they need right now.
Can I stay close enough to the back of Sonoda here? Oh, Gasly's got a fault.
Tell me what to do. I have a problem with the gearbox.
We actually get to find out what it is this time as well. Always a bonus. So if Gasly's pace starts to wane, we might yet be able to get past him. I think Hulkenberg will get past him if his pace does become problematic. And then we can maybe have a look at him. And we could not stay close enough to get a DRS slipstream down the back straight, unfortunately.
Okay, copy.
With a 1:16.4, so it took half a second out of Gasly and Hulkenberg on that lap. Let's have a look at what the fault is for Pierre. It is, oh yeah, it's gearbox, he said, didn't he? Who else was it? It was Alonso who has the fault, and that's gearbox for him as well. Gap is 5 seconds to Sargent. I think Porsche has definitely got pace to catch Sargent once we get clear of the blue flags. Got Perez up next. He's doing 1:15.5s with the 1:16.4. Perez 1:16.1. So at that rate, we're not going to be getting blue flagged anytime in the immediate future. Gap has come down. We took 2.5 seconds out of Sargent on that lap. Only took a couple of tenths out of Hulkenberg, who's now caught the back of Pierre Gasly. Gasly with a 1:17.9 effectively. 1.2 seconds slower, or 1.1 seconds slower than Mick. So there is a chance that we could maybe get up to P14, and if Gasly can hold Hulkenberg back, we know that the Haas does not like looking after its tyres, so maybe we could get Hulkenberg as well. Little response there from Gasly, 1:16.6, matching Schumacher, but we took another half a second out of Nico Hulkenberg. We've got 9 laps to go. Porsche taking another 2 seconds out of Logan Sargent. He's going to be on in this lap at this rate. In fact, he's about to get blue flagged, I think. Or has he been blue flagged for Tsunoda? He had been blue flagged for Tsunoda, that's why the gap's come down so quickly.
Come on.
Norris hasn't been able to stay with Oscar. Oscar's pulled away from him. But still a hell of a recovery from Norris. Now P4 and looking pretty comfortable for P4. And still Leclerc is pulling away from Sainz. I don't quite understand how Sainz has not been able to get on terms with him, unless there's a disparity in parts between the two Ferraris. Who is that behind Mick? Is that... It's Yuki. No, it's not Yuki, it's Ricardo.
Copy.
Damn, I was hoping to pull over and let him through here. We'll run up to turn 7. Ricardo, I'm offering you this blue flag on a plate. Don't make me pull over at the worst possible place. You're going to make me pull over at the worst possible place, aren't you? Or maybe not at all. Let's check our pace. 1:16.8 across the line, and that was with some lifting and harvesting. We are definitely going to get blue flag this time.
Copy.
So he still took 8 tenths of a second out of Nico Hulkenberg and Pierre Gasly. There we go.
Copy. Yeah, copy.
Porsche's got through on Logan
Right
Sargent.
then, we can take a look now. Now we're watching the action closely here. It's
Just so
certainly
much more grip
inviting.
on the inside there with those softs. Through he goes. 16th, I think, is probably the best we're going to do with Teo. 9 seconds to Mick. He's still 5 seconds off the back of those two. Can't see him going any further. He's about to get blue flagged as well. Because there is Checo.
Same fuel.
Copy, copy.
Go back to Mick. Try and see if I can stay close enough to Ricardo. Again, I think he's been able to scamper away enough. Oh no, we got the DRS. Just.
Copy.
We're going to go into lap 65 effectively because we've been lapped. So we might have a little bit of spare tyre to play about with here for Teo. But he's not going to catch or pass anybody. So I think we may as well just leave him like that, not risk an accident of some kind. So we'll focus in on Mick for the remainder of this race. We're now just 3.8 seconds behind 13th and 14th. We've got a yellow flag. That's a Ferrari. It's Sainz. Did he spin or did he lock up? He locked up.
Now we're watching Carlos Sainz here. Oh, all right so far. And there goes the steering. But that's just the risk you take. The later you leave it.
And now he's a risk for not actually staying on the podium because Piastri's just a second behind him. His tyres are now shot because of that lockup, and Norris has got the potential to get him as well. This could be a great day for McLaren here. And a disastrous day for Sainz when he really should have been beating his teammate. He's now 18.5 seconds behind him and in real trouble. Back to Schumacher. Gap is 3.5 seconds. I still have some battery to play about with. There is Tsunoda lurking in the background. You can see Ricciardo slowly closing in on the back of Hülkenberg and Gasly. I'm actually going to push my tyres and battery to try and get back
a good pace.
towards Ricciardo and see if we can then use him to follow through in the same way that Albon did to us earlier. Albon isn't going to get points unless it's a retirement. He's in 11th place, but 39 seconds behind Hamilton.
Five to go.
4 to go. Lap down. Ricciardo's getting closer and closer and closer to those guys. They're going to be pulling over for him any moment. But Tsunoda's getting closer and closer to me as well. There we go. Tsunoda is still on Nico Hülkenberg. I'm out of battery and I wasn't quite close enough to get the DRS.
Gap 1.0. Okay, mate, no worries. Race is long.
Still got a little bit of time before we get jumped. I think Ocon has... oh no, Gasly has been blue flagged. Has he? No, he hasn't yet. We're in Hülkenberg's DRS zone. Hülkenberg's in Ricciardo's DRS zone. Or is he? No, he's not. He's not.
4 laps to go.
3 laps remaining. And now, all 3 of us are together on the track. And Yuki Tsunoda is closing. There he is. Oh, this is gonna be tricky. This could either work really well for us or really, really badly for us. It all depends on when that blue flag flies and when we pull over. We're pulling over now. So we should get DRS here.
Okay.
And this will help close the gap back up to those 2. Keep us in range for a potential follow-through.
We need to pass him. We are much faster than him. Come on.
We could not stay on the back of Tsunoda. There we go. That's one overtake.
3 laps to go.
Can we get Hulkenberg? Oh, no. No, we can't. Damn.
You can do it.
So I think Gasly might be a little bit beyond us now. We still have one more lap after this lap. We're not going to get another blue flag before the end of the race. Oh, Gasly has dropped behind. Hulkenberg closing that gap back up again. Hulkenberg is just about in DRS range, I think. Yep, he got it.
Gap 0.5. Come on.
Can I at least get one of them?
Cool down. Cool down.
Oh, Alonso's got a fault.
But it looks like they're carrying some kind of fault.
That's gearbox. It's gone orange. Hopefully it won't give up on the final lap.
Okay.
And there it is, a win for Charles Leclerc.
So against all odds, Leclerc does comfortably win the
Honestly,
Spanish
even
Grand
their
Prix.
harshest critic would be hard-pressed to say that they didn't thoroughly deserve that win.
Given that his battery's been completely kaput, or almost kaput, for the vast majority of this Grand Prix, that's a hell of a drive. My tyres are now
Gap 0.3.
in really bad shape. Hulkenberg's are at the same level. Gasly's are even worse. We're out of battery. It's going to come down to this last couple of corners, and no one's going to make a move. I don't think. That's it. We're going to end up stuck
Understood.
in P15, but it's still good enough for the sponsors, so at least they'll be happy. I don't know whether the board will be happy with 15th and 16th. We got a yellow flag. Oh!
It's the end of the race.
Ah, no, he crossed the line. Daniel Ricciardo out of fuel, but he did cross the line first. There goes Porsche. There's Hamilton to get the final point in 10th. Logan Sargent has now crossed the line, and just those two retirements. So, yeah, there we go. It's Leclerc taking the win from Piastri. Norris got through as well. Sainz finished in 4th. Tyres at 19%. I completely forgot all about his tyres.
Soon to be greeted by his team.
A 5th place finish ensures they're taking away a fair few points from this one.
And the Monegasque driver certainly proved his worth.
I have to say he was
with a
lucky not to get a
terrific drive
puncture
today.
at the end of the Grand Prix there.
4 superb wins to their name now this year, and it's been a pleasure watching them drive.
And by the looks of things here in Barcelona, the party's only just beginning.
This is going to shake up the drivers' standings once again.
Well, Karun, how do you think they'll be feeling in the team garage at the end of that?
It was a strangely mixed weekend for them. We saw one driver put in a strong performance, but it was a different story for the other. Definitely positives there though.
And with that, our time in Barcelona is done.
Next time, the teams will be forging ahead at full throttle through the Styrian forest. The Austrian Grand Prix is right around the corner.
So, confirmation of the final result then. It is a win for Charles Leclerc, a return to the top step of the podium after an absence from the last few Grand Prix. Oscar takes second place. What a drive for Lando Norris, starting from the pit lane. Very, very fortunate with the early safety car to be able to jump up a load of positions there as well, but still got himself into third place on the podium there with the fastest lap as well. 19 positions gained. What a great drive from him. Sainz disappointed in fourth place, lucky not to puncture his tyres at just 19% life left at the end of that race there. Max also a little disappointing today. He's down in fifth place. Good race for Ricciardo, finishing in sixth place, up 3 places from where he qualified, although he did run out of fuel the second he crossed the line. Lucky to actually finish the race in the end. Yuki Tsunoda takes seventh. Perez, disappointing from him, started fourth alongside his teammate and finished down in eighth place in the end, and a long way behind Max as well. Let's have a look, see if we can work this out. Let's see, Max finished there, so 23.5. So, yeah, 32 seconds behind his teammate in the end. Fernando Alonso gets ninth. Hamilton gets the final point in 10th place. Then it was Alex Albon in 11th, a lap down. First of the cars lapped. 12th place for Valtteri Bottas. 13th for Gasly. 14th for Hulkenberg. 15th for Mick, up 4 places from where he started. Up 4 places as well for Porsche in 16th. 17th for Logan Sargent, 18th for Magnussen, 19th for Ocon, 20th for Zhou. The last 3 down by 2 laps. And of course that double retirement early on that brought out the safety car. Lance Stroll ploughing into the back of George Russell at turn 1, taking both of them out. And Stroll will now have a penalty against his qualifying position for the feature race, the main race at Austria in the next Grand Prix. In the driver's standings, Lando Norris has gone top by 2 points over Carlos Sainz. Leclerc has closed right back up again with his 4th win of the season after some pretty poor results in recent races. He's now 15 points behind Norris and 13 behind his teammate. Max is dropping away. He's on 149 points in 4th now. He's now... 46 points behind Lando at the top of the standings there. Oscar in 5th has closed the gap to Max a little bit, but he's still 48 points back, so some work to do for Oscar. Perez in 6th has 71 points. No points for George today, thanks to Lance Stroll's usual shenanigans. He stays on 56 points. Yuki Tsunoda moves up to 8th above Lance Stroll, who again also DNF'd today. 4 points the gap between those two. Ricciardo closing in on the back of Stroll as well. He's in 10th place with 30 points. And then it's Lewis Hamilton up to 19 points now, just one ahead of Fernando Alonso, who is on 18 in 12th. Teo remains in 13th place with his 2 points. Then it's Albon in 14th, 15th for Valtteri Bottas. And then we come to the non-scorers. Hulkenberg moves up to 16th above Mick Schumacher. 18th for Ocon, 19th for Gasly, 20th for Logan Sargent, Magnussen in 21st, and Zhou in 22nd. In the constructor standings, good day for Ferrari. 37 points allows them to just stretch their lead by another 3, but a very good day for McLaren as well, all things considered. A double podium. Norris coming from the very, very back of the grid, from the pit lane, to get that second podium spot there. So a monstrous day for them, all things considered. The gap is 77 points, I think. So pretty big gap, but not insurmountable, not yet. Then we have Red Bull on 220 points in 3rd. They are now a long way behind Ferrari and struggling for points at the moment. Max has been dipping a little in form. Checo is Checo. So that's a 153 point gap now to Ferrari after the opening 10 Grand Prix. That's a big gap. Mercedes 4th with 75 points. RB are really looking like they are going to be the best of the rest this season. They've had a really strong car. Their drivers have been consistently scoring good points, and they are now just 6 points behind Mercedes. Aston in 6th place on 53 points. We hang on to 7th place in with 2 points. It's Williams in 8th, also on 2 points. 9th place for Sauber with a point. And then Haas and Alpine bringing up the rear without a point each. In the pit stops today, we did manage to squeeze a couple of points with that stop from Mick. We got 2 points, but the bulk of the points today go to McLaren and Red Bull. Red Bull taking 1st and 3rd, McLaren 2nd, and 5th. Alpine getting a couple of cars in the top 10 as well. Gasly getting 4th, Ocon getting 10th. Ferrari getting just 7th place, 6th place for Aston, and RB getting some points with Ricciardo. So let's see what that's done to the standings. McLaren are still top by quite a margin. Red Bull up into 2nd place. Big points tally for them. 40 points today. Sees them jump Ferrari and move 18 points clear of them. But they are still a very long way behind McLaren. They're still 85 points behind the Woking outfit. Mercedes are still 4th. No points from them this weekend. They're on 93. RB closing the gap. They're on 89. 81 points for Alpine, who have jumped over Aston Martin. They're on 79, just 2 points behind them. Williams have 50 points, 38 points for Sauber. We're up to 20 points now, and 10 points for Haas. There you can see a summary of the pit stops. So the middle stop, the best stop there for Mick. And yeah, not great stops all round for Porsche, really. His 3rd stop was the quickest of the bunch, but not by a lot. And certainly not good enough for points. But both drivers did get their sponsor targets done, and that gives us another $904,000 in the bank. Let's head back to HQ. So, we have that chassis complete. We already knew about that because we fitted it onto Porsche's car on the Saturday. That's freed up a slot now for us to start manufacturing some new parts. Some of our Mark III parts. We've only got 4 days until Austria, so we're not going to get those anytime soon. Let's dive into the inbox first of all. We've got a brand new ATR period starting. So we'll get a new research project underway on that, I think. Or maybe a new development project. We'll see. Let's take a look at the post-race data and take a look at what failed on the car. The rear wing failed on Mick's car. The underfloor failed on Teo's car, but that's an old underfloor, so that's okay. We know about that chassis. So let's go fix up the cars before we do anything else. There we go. Don't think we have another one of those yet. Oh, we've got one of the brand new ones. Let's give that to Teo, because he has been behind on some of the upgrades. Do not break it, Teo. Every time I give you new parts, you always seem to break them. So, into car developments. This is what we've got going through at the moment. A new front wing and a new rear wing. We've got a suspension research project going through. Manufacturing has now opened up a slot. These are the new underfloors that we're building here. We can up the number of those. 3 for now. I'm wary about tying up my slots too much. We do need to get these new suspensions started. So let's build 3 of those. That's going to take 24 days. After this, we're going to Silverstone. We'll only have 1 on the car by Silverstone. So maybe we rush and get 2 so that both cars have it for Silverstone. I'm thinking maybe mainly for that tyre wear boost, as well as the extra little bit of speed and downforce. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just rush 2 though, not 3. So there we go. So we'll have 2 done in 10 days, so we'll have them both on the car for Silverstone. Let's confirm that. How long until the factory upgrade is finished? It's got to be getting close. 11 days. So that'll go free on the day we go to Silverstone. So that means we can throw a new part into production just before we start the Grand Prix weekend. That's good. That gives us those extra couple of days to get something built. It'll be a spare part of some kind. So let's see. Let's go into the warehouse a second and let's have a look. So we've got a Mark II chassis. We were looking at maybe doing a Mark III chassis, weren't we? We're doing Mark III wings. We've got Mark II side pods. We're just getting the Mark III underfloors done. We've got a Mark III suspension done. So, yeah, let's take a look at a new super chassis. See if we can gain some good speed. And maybe some extra downforce out of that. We haven't really gone overly aggressive on the weight saving, but we are on this one. Let's see what we can find. So just like this, it's going to give us... Actually, we don't have the best parts all on one car. So before we confirm anything there, we should make sure that one of our cars is fully spec'd. So I think we'll make that Mick, just because he's got more of the newer parts than Teo does. Okay, so now we can actually see the proper impact of a full hour's dump into the chassis. We will give that back to Porsche, that underfloor, but just while I'm prepping this, I want to have car 1 as the performance benchmark. So let's see. We want to go to design focus. We want to go much more aggressive with the weight saving on this one. And that is going to give us +2 acceleration, +2 medium speed, +1 high speed. That's not too bad. Not overly concerned about the engine cooling. It would be nice if we can maybe squeeze a bit more speed into the car. The question is, at what expense? I can't really take anything off engine cooling. I don't really want to mess with the airflow too much. Let's leave that in the middle. It's not a monster improvement, but it's an improvement. So we'll go ahead and do that. 32 days to design it, which will be at Spa. So that should be ready to go on the car for Zandvoort, along with those wings. So that works out quite nicely. We're going to have a nice big upgrade package for Zandvoort when we come back from the summer break. Let's put that underfloor back on his car now. So we want that one on car 1 and that one on car 2. There we go. Let's see. What else can we do? Let's check in with the board, see what they thought. They were disappointed. Yeah, I was worried that might happen. We are upgrading the boardroom, I think, aren't we? Yes, we are. 11 days, so we can try and distract them with new shiny executive toys and make them forget about how bad our car is. There's our weather center in terrible shape. Memorabilia room is fine. Helipad's fine. Everything there's fine. 31 days, a month away from our team hub going up another rank. Race sim has only just finished being upgraded to level 3. Not going to do the scouts. I don't have the money for anything in here yet. Only got 800k left. When do we get our next big injection of cash? Let's have a look. We just did a sponsor plan there, so it's a way off. It's a way off. Okay. Well, we will get some money here. We'll get a double payment here. We'll get a little bit of money from the tour center, about 90 grand, because we get that every week. And we'll get about $1 million or so from the board, just over $1 million from the board. Plus, hopefully, we'll get another 900k from achieving our sponsor targets here. So we could be looking at about another $2 million coming to us on Monday the 1st of July. You can see here we've got a couple of upgrades going live on that Friday. That is one of our that's our second suspension. There's the first one. Not going to be putting it on the car for there. We're going to be saving it for Silverstone. It's advanced time. Got something in the inbox. Power Rivera's contract is up for renewal. Do we want to save him? Am I scouting anybody at the moment? Do I have scouts available at the moment? Yes, I do. I have two scouts available. So, we did highlight some engineers to take a look at, didn't we? As potential replacements for Powell. Ben Mitchell. I'm never sure which way to pronounce that. I do want to scout him. And Hugh Birds. There's another one. Halley's going to be too expensive, I think. Let's scout Hugh. Let me check as well with drivers. No, not drivers. Scouting drivers. So Ritomo has agreed a contract to join us next season. I knew we'd signed someone. I couldn't remember who it was. So Ritomo Miata is joining us next season into our development program. We already have Tuka Toponen, but he's too young to go in the car at the moment. Arvid is another one that I want to take a look at, but I don't have any scouts left yet. And here's someone that we would leave at Red Bull to the end of the season at the earliest anyway. Let's take a look. Yeah, we're going to wait a few days before we make a decision as to whether or not we want to offer Powell another contract or whether we want to try and replace him with Ben or Hugh. 6 days will give us our scouting reports, so we'll get those just before we go to Silverstone. We're 1 day away. Let's prep forward an extra day. Let's take a look at the race prep. It's going to be warm, not expecting rain. Let's check the forecast. Will be a little wet on the Saturday, so that will affect the sprint and then the sprint quali. So this will be a main quali. So that'll be sprint quali there. Then will be sprint here, and then sprint quali, main quali here. Both of those could be affected by the sprint, by the wet weather. So that will be interesting. It looks like it's going to be medium rain as well, not light. So yeah, could be a very interesting Saturday. And then it'll be dry on the Sunday. That will be tomorrow's Grand Prix. But that is a summary of where things stand at the moment. Still very, very close at the top of the drivers' standings between Lando and Sainz. Leclerc bringing himself back into contention. Max dropping away from contention now as he's starting to struggle to get some good results. Oscar's starting to pick up a little bit of pace. And Ferrari still doing well in the constructors. They're keeping McLaren at arm's length at the moment. Red Bull again dropping further and further behind, and RB are starting to make designs on P4 from Mercedes. I think they will probably get that pretty soon as well. They're going to be definitely, I think, relying on George a lot to try and fend them off, because Hamilton's not been having a great start to the season. Just 19 points for Lewis this year. So, yeah, not a great season for him. He will be on his way to Ferrari next season. So, we'll see if he can improve. And we'll see if Sainz can mount a proper title challenge. Could he go to Williams as the Drivers' Champion? That would be something special, wouldn't it? That move, again, already agreed and put in the system. So he will be leaving Ferrari to go to Williams next season. But will he be going there as the number 1? Or will he be going there as the number 55? Time will tell. That will be an interesting one to see. We are going to be back at the usual time tomorrow, 8 p.m, for the next Grand Prix, the Austrian Grand Prix. It will be a long stream, again, because it's a sprint weekend. So make sure you got your snacks and drinks and stuff ready. We also have more content from the precinct going live tomorrow at 6 p.m. 7 p.m. will be the next episode of my American Adventure series as we play some ATS. And Construction Sim will go live on Friday as well. So keep your eyes peeled for that one. And until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with some more F1 Manager very soon.